So university costs a lot. It's a big and scary number. And here in Canada, it's a smaller number than a few other places. But it's still daunting to a lot of us, especially if you don't have your parents financing it for you, which is the situation a lot of folks and I are in. Now, this isn't financial advice. I just want to share how I plan on affording my education without paying a dime to my university. We have to talk about OSAP. In my province, there is the Ontario Student Assistance Program. It will give you a mix of bursaries, which is essentially free money, and loans to help you pay for your education. The amount of money they give you, and especially the ratio of bursaries to loans you get, is dependent on your household income. An important part of that is, even if your parents aren't going to help pay for your tuition, their income is still going to be counted against you. Now, if you get disowned or anything like that, you can get a family breakdown appeal, which is good. But yeah, your parents' income is definitely something to factor in. I've also decided to live at home to save money. It's still a 50-minute bus ride, but it's a privilege I'm glad to have. Now, the good thing about OSAP loans is that their interest is around Canadian prime rate, which is actually a really low number. And as of right now, it's around 2.45%, and that is where my plan kicks in. My plan is to apply for OSAP each and every year to pay off my tuition. Now, full disclaimer, it doesn't always fully cover tuition. This year I had to pay around $300 out of pocket, so technically I did pay my university more than $0, but you don't always meet the ideal scenario, and it still is a lot better than paying thousands of dollars. Anyways, investing in the stock market gives an average rate of return of 7 to 10%. So by buying stocks, I'm earning more money than I'm losing from my student loans, which, by the way, only start accruing interest after I graduate. So I'm going to try my best to keep my net worth at zero during school. And now what that means is every year I'm going to have to save money from working and co-ops and invest the same amount as my tuition. Now at this point you might be thinking to yourself, but Sammy, if you're going to save up as much as your tuition, why not just pay off all your student loans? And that's a good question. And paying off debt can be a really good thing for a lot of people. It's a good mental thing. It can be like lifting a burden away. But if you want to optimize or min-max your finances, then the best way, in my opinion, is to pay off that debt over the longest course of time that you can and keep on investing. Because over time, your investments will grow much quicker and bigger than your debt. And you're setting yourself up for long-term goals, whether that be buying a house one day or FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early. And I'm not going to go into FIRE today, but I really suggest all of you look into it if you haven't. I think a lot of people don't realize that through the power of investing, you can gain so much control over your life and escape that 9 to 5 future and really decide on how you want to live your life. The next thing I want to talk about is how I invest. In Canada, we have a thing called a TFSA, a tax-free savings account. And in this account, you can put more money, bonds, or stocks, and really the only thing that's taxed is US stock dividends. This is the ultimate account for investing, and it is the first account you should max out. You first get access to it when you turn 18, and the investment cap increases as you get older. And personally, I'm still working on maxing mine out, but my goal is to max it out every year. As a 17-year-old, I was super stoked about investing. I watched a whole lot of YouTube videos, but I couldn't invest yet legally because of my age. So when I turned 18, I rushed to my bank, opened up an account, which was actually right around when the stock market was crashing. So I was entering in at a pretty good time. That was a mistake though, because what I found out was that a lot of these Canadian banks charge super high trading fees. They charge around $10 every time you buy or sell stocks, which is just ridiculous. Imagine buying $100 of stocks. You'd have to make a 10% return just to break even. This is a problem that's further exacerbated by the fact that as we're college students, we don't really have a lot of capital to invest. So $10 every time we buy or sell stocks is going to cut a larger percentage out of our profits. After doing some research, I settled on a platform called Wealthsimple Trade. They charge 0 commissions on trades, which is awesome, especially for the folks with less capital. And they have a phone and desktop app. I only have a few gripes with them. One is that there is a 1.5% currency exchange fee for buying US stocks, they also don't let you buy fractional shares, which is a feature a lot of US brokers have. Basically, stocks like Amazon are worth thousands of dollars, so it can be really difficult to invest in them if you don't have the money. In the US, however, you can buy a tenth or a hundredth of a stock just by using fractional shares. This really opens up investing accessibility, especially when you don't have a lot of money. A way to get around these kind of hurdles is to buy ETFs, exchange traded funds. Basically, these companies go out and buy stocks from Apple, Google, Tesla, and a whole bunch more and bundle them up into single shares that you can buy, usually at prices that are a lot more accessible and in your own currency. This is a great way to diversify your portfolio, and is usually a lot less risky than individually picking your stocks. A great example of this is VFV, the Vanguard S&P 500 Index ETF, which basically tracks the largest 500 publicly traded companies in the United States. If you guys are interested in Wealthsimple Trade, I'll leave my referral code in the description. If you guys use it, you'll get $10 after investing $100. And full disclaimer, I'll get $25. Anyways, this is my plan and financial philosophy for getting through uni. If you guys have any questions or just want to talk about how you manage your finances, then feel free to leave a comment. If you guys could like this video and subscribe, it would really mean a lot to me. I'm trying to grow this channel, and I think it'd be really cool if we could get somewhere. Until then, see ya.